Hello, hello! My name is Callista, and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, we had dinner with Brother Sabat and some of the women and children from Tassing. Brother Sabat told us some Bible stories, and we learned something very interesting from Paul. Apparently, he saw a Roman rise from the dead in the night out by the aqueduct. Now, I highly doubt he actually saw that. However, we know that someone has been running about the aqueduct at night, so that is very, very interesting. However, it is time. It is time to head to the chapter house to get this trial started. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I hope we can save Piero. Oh, everyone's here. Flippin' heck. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Ulrich. Good day, Andreas. Good day to you too, Guy, I guess. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Adoc. You're not a kiss-ass, I like you. God bless you. God bless you, Master Mailer. And okay. Village women. Hey, Andreas. Hello, Andreas. Yeah, Hetty likes the gossip, so it's no surprise that she's turned up with a daughter. Okay, that appears to be everyone. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just go. I want to get this started. Hello? Excuse me, are you... Okay, Jacob. Please state your name for our records. No, Andreas Mailer, troublemaker. No, we need to be respectful here. Andreas Mailer, journeyman artist from Nuremberg. Andreas, son of Joseph Mailer, master artist from Nuremberg. Andreas Mailer, artist recently of Venice. Andreas Mailer, troublemaker. We spent a year in Venice, but it's not our home. I think this is more appropriate. Andreas Mailer, journeyman artist from Nuremberg. This will be remembered. Was that polite? Was that impolite? I don't know. What is an artist doing in Kearsau Abbey? The Abbey still has some commissions from wealthy patrons, and I need the money before I return to Nuremberg. I ask myself that sometimes, haha. Why don't you ask the abbot? No, he's asking us a question, we should be polite. The Abbey still has some commissions from wealthy patrons, and I need the money before I return to Nuremberg. Arnold, please write that down. I think we're ready to begin. Of course, Your Reverence. Now then, Master Mailer, what was your relation to Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel? I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms, incidental acquaintances, nothing more. I mean, we have his pin. We have his pin. I only knew him for a day, but we were on friendly terms. Do you feel you had a sense of him as a person? Yes, Your Reverence. No, Your Reverence. I mean, I think we did. Yes, Your Reverence. How would you characterize him? He was friends with Lorenz. He was friends with Lorenz. We can't just outright say, oh, he was a rapist bastard and I'm glad he's dead. Like, we can't do that. A fine man, a lover of art and knowledge, confident, overbearing, used to getting what he wants. A nobleman for all of the good and ill that goes along with that title. This is a man of great power. This is a man of great power and great influence. I said before, we need to suck up to this man. If we want to be taken seriously, if we actually want him to take our views and opinions into consideration, we need to suck up to him. And Lorenz was his friend. So it pains me to say this. It pains me to say this, but I want Piero to be freed. A fine man, a lover of art and knowledge. That was the opinion of Father Gano and the Lady Salamir as well. Do you believe that everyone regarded him with the same warmth? Yes, why wouldn't they? No, your reverence. It's clear that some locals had little love for the Baron. I mean, he was murdered. If everyone regarded him with the same warmth, he wouldn't have had his head caved in, would he? That seems like a stupid question. Yes, why wouldn't they? Well, he was murdered, man. Why do you think I'm here? No, your reverence. It's clear that some locals had little love for the Baron. As unfortunate as that is, such knowledge may be a boon to us at this moment. The Baron Rothvogel was murdered here, in this very room. Someone did it. Father Gannot believes it was one of his monks, Brother Piero. I have met with Brother Piero and questioned him at length. While it seems unlikely that a man of his age and temperament could murder the Baron, he was discovered in flagrante delicto. Say nothing, he wasn't, though. The Baron was already dead. I mean, I don't know. Is this a question? Is this a question? Are we just interrupting his flow here? Oh God. We need to be polite. But oh God. He's not asking a question. I feel like this is a case of don't speak unless you're spoken to. Unless he asks you a question, don't just, spout off. To me, it seems as though he's going off on a little speech. I think we have to say nothing. Piero had reasons to resent the Baron. The loss of his work, the insistence on discussing the writings of the troublemaker from Wittenberg. And as for his age and infirmity, I myself have read of many cases in which a man of modest strength succumbs to the temptations of the devil. Once seized by a devilish fever, the poor sinner gains an infernal power that allows him to inflict grievous wounds, sometimes fatal. What I am saying is that in spite of the curious circumstances, Brother Piero is the most plausible perpetrator of this most vile act. I understand that you are on friendly terms with Brother Piero. You also interacted with the Baron both in the town and the Abbey. Did you witness anything that suggests someone else could have murdered Baron Rothvogel? Lucky Steinauer argued with the Baron. One of the nuns, Sister Matilda, may have wished revenge on the Baron. The Abbey's prior, Ferenc, was behaving suspiciously the day of the Baron's arrival. He may have had a motive. A local thief, Martin Bauer. I mean, it's Martin Scarpet. Martin has pissed off. Again, we have no evidence of this. This would be too easy. We have no evidence. We have nothing. It's a cop-out. It's a cop-out. Part of me wants to go with this because, again, Lucky had good reason. Lucky had good reason to do what he did. However, here's the thing. We say, oh, Martin did it. Martin do it. Do you have any evidence? No. Where is he? Oh, he's pissed off. Right, well, you've given us nothing. You've given us nothing, so Piero, time for the chopping block. And I'm not going to do that. We have evidence. I think Lucky did it. We have evidence against him. It doesn't feel good to do this. It doesn't feel good to do this, but as I keep saying, Piero is a complete innocent. He wasn't the Baron's best friend. He had nothing to do with his death. He had nothing to do with any of the Baron's actions. Piero is a true innocent in all of this. Lucky had good reason, but I feel sympathetic towards Lucky, but not so sympathetic that I'm willing to sacrifice Piero. Lucky Steinauer argued with the Baron. Who is Lucky Steinauer? I don't believe his name has come up during our questioning. The town stonemason. All right. What's the... I'm assuming that's connection. There you go. All right. What's the connection between the town stonemason and a nobleman from Worms? Lucky wanted to take revenge against the Baron for the death of his daughter Bea. I and at least 3 farmers in the village saw Lucky arguing with the Baron when he came to town. I mean, it's all to do with his daughter. That's the thing of it. I don't like doing this, but I'm not going to risk Piero. Lucky wanted to take revenge against the Baron for the death of his daughter, Bea. Did the stonemason believe that the Baron had murdered this young woman? No, she was a suicide, but Lucky held the Baron responsible. This is quite hard to follow, Master Mailer. What does this have to do with the Baron and the stonemason? On his last visit several years ago, the Baron charmed Lucky's daughter, but left her behind. Sometime after the Baron left, Bea realised she was with child. The stonemason and his wife did their best, but Bea did not want to keep the child. She attempted to stop the pregnancy by way of her mother's medicine. Mother's medicine? Agnes Steinerin is the town midwife. I see. In the end, the medicine claimed her life. And her unborn child with it, I presume. This stonemason, Lucky Steinauer, has held a grudge this whole time? They argued about something, I know that. I witnessed it the morning the Baron arrived. And how do you propose that this stonemason killed the Baron? He's quite strong. As a stonemason, Lucky would have had access to any number of tools that he could use to bludgeon the Baron. In spite of his age, Lucky is incredibly strong. Have you seen by the town church, Your Reverence? I don't think it was tools. I think he slammed him into a wall. There's that blood splatter just right over there. I think that's where Lucky slammed him into the wall. But I mean, if that isn't an option, then, he's a stonemason. He has tools. As a stonemason, Lucky would have had access to any number of tools that he could use to bludgeon the Baron. Have you found such a tool? I have not. No, but that does not mean it does not exist. And as they are Lucky's tools, only he would know if one went missing. That's a clever argument. No, but that does not mean it does not exist. And as they are Lucky's tools, only he would know if one went missing. A fair point, Master Mailer, but the fact remains it has yet to be found. True. In any case, that is the extent of my knowledge about Lucky Steinauer, Your Reverence. Is there anyone else you can think of who may have wanted to harm the Baron? I don't think any of these people did it. I think that Sister Matilda, her actions indicate her innocence to me. Ferenc, if he's a witch, he probably cast a spell on Lorenz, so he hasn't done anything. Martin's a red herring. I see no reason to bring up people who I don't think did it. I can think of no one else who could have caused harm to the Baron, Your Reverence. Very well. Are you aware of anything else that might shed some light on this case? Has Brother Florian told you about the note he found in the Baron's clothing? Yes, Brother Florian explained how he came to find it and told me its contents. That's Jaeger, so Edeljäger? Master Edeljäger has entered his testimony into our register. Your description of what transpired between the Baron and Bia Steinerin explains the meaning. You don't think the stonemason wrote it, do you? No, whoever wrote that note was a talented scribe. I understand Kirsau has two, the elderly brother Adok and the younger brother Guy. To be frank, your reverence, neither man has the skill to write in this way. There's something else about it too. The style is just different. It's unlike Adok and Guy's writing, unlike mine. Yes, well, whatever the particulars, it seems it will remain a mystery that stands apart from the commission of the murder. Unfortunately, there is more to tell. I found some notes, of course, your reverence. And it does seem like there was a conspiracy. It seems like there was a conspiracy. Unfortunately, there is more to tell. I found more notes. Notes written in the same hand on the same type of parchment to those who had a motive to kill the Baron. Oh shit, I shouldn't have brought that up. Excellent. He's not interested. I didn't just shoot myself in the foot. That is deeply troubling, but again, beyond the bounds of my investigation. In any case, I thank you for bringing it to my attention. Of course, your reverence. Until next time. Until then, hopefully there won't be a next time, no offence. Again, now is not the time to be cheeky. Until then. Oh. Final day of Law and Judgment. Andreas, I didn't think you were coming to this. I didn't think I was either. I suppose I wanted to see how this ends after all. Well, here I am. Why? I didn't want to miss this. I didn't think I was either. I suppose I wanted to see how this ends after. I don't know. Oh, God. I don't want to say I hope we had enough evidence to convict Lucky, because again, Lucky was sympathetic. But I just hope that we save Piero. Piero was an innocent. He didn't deserve this. I didn't think I was either. I suppose I wanted to see how this ends after all. So we did have enough evidence to convict him. That trial was really short, but then again, I think if you were going through and you were name-dropping everyone, that could take a while. But as I said, I see no reason to name-drop everyone. I see no reason to name-drop people I think are innocent. Just like, hey, I think this is the guy that's guilty. I'm going to present you this evidence. Everyone else, like, what does it matter? Oh, God. I'm like, where's that? Can I see Agnes? I mean, there's his daughter. I'm so sorry. Piero was innocent. Piero was innocent. I don't know if Agnes is further along, but oh God. I feel so guilty. I feel so... There was no good ending to this. There was no good outcome. Either we convict Lucky, who was sympathetic, who had good reason for what he did, or we don't, and Piero dies. Piero, who had no involvement in this whatsoever. I don't feel good about this. Can you believe that Lucky Steinauer killed that nobleman? You missed the trial, Andreas. A magistrate from Mittenwald came in, read all of the charges and found him guilty. Lucky, well, he has a temper, doesn't he? No, I can't believe it. This doesn't seem right. Well, whether we believe it or not, the magistrate was convinced. This isn't what I told the Archdeacon at all. What do you mean? This is exactly what we told the Archdeacon. We blamed it all on Lucky. I do believe it, but it doesn't seem right, because again, he had cause. the Baron caused the death of his daughter and grandchild. I can absolutely believe it, but it doesn't seem right. Again, this doesn't feel like justice. This doesn't feel like justice. I think I have to go with this. Because this is exactly what we told the Archdeacon. We grassed Lucky right up. I grassed him up because I believed he was guilty. And whether he has a temper or not, it doesn't matter. He did it for good reason. He had cause. He was getting justice for his kid. And now he gets executed for that, whilst the Baron got off scot-free. Yeah, the Baron's dead, but he kind of deserved it. Yeah, I have to go with this. I think maybe Andreas is, maybe he's trying to distance himself from this. Maybe he feels incredibly guilty. And he's just trying to distance himself emotionally. Well, whether we believe it or not, the magistrate was convinced. I can't remember the last time there was an execution in Tassing. Oh, here comes the procession. Did I miss anything? No, you're fine. Andreas. Otto. Agnus Dei qui tollis peccata mundi misere nobis. Agnus Dei qui tollis peccata mundi misere nobis. Agnus Dei qui tollis peccata mundi dona nobis pecum. We know you didn't do it, Lucky. See you in Hellstone, you prick. Oh, I think that was... someone yelled at him to shut his mouth. Silence, silence. I order the executioner to carry out his duty. I still don't see Agnes. I think Agnes has chosen to miss this. Well, who can blame her? I order the executioner to carry out his duty. I warrant him peace and safe conduct, whatever may befall him. Lord, into your hands I commit my spirit. Watch, look away. I don't think Andreas could watch. I think, again, this doesn't feel good. This doesn't feel just. My Lord Judge, have I executed well? You have executed as judgment and law have required. For that, I thank God and my master who has taught me such art. Oh no. I mean, it was our doing. She's angry and I can't blame her. I can't be angry. I can't sit here and go like, oh, Agnes, why are you being such a bitch to me? Why are you being so unfair? Like, no, this is entirely our doing. This is entirely our fault. You. I know this is your doing. I don't know what you're talking about. Your husband is the one who did the deed. Why are you angry at me? I mean, because we grassed him up. If we hadn't have said anything, Piero would have died. But again, as I keep saying, Piero was innocent. Piero was innocent. I'm kind of drawn to this. It's disrespectful. Here's the thing, me personally, I feel like we did this. we did this. We should at least stick by our decisions. But again, I'm kind of playing Andreas as being like, oh shit, I feel bad about this. I feel like I've done something wrong. This does not feel just. Like he turned away. Rather than watch, the consequences of his actions, he turns away. He turns away so he doesn't have to see what he has done. And again, when like, oh, the magistrate, this, that, and the other, rather than, again, kind of saying like, yeah, I told the Archdeacon all of this. Instead, he was like, oh, well, if the magistrate decided it, then it's the magistrate. It's the magistrate. It's not me. It's not me. It's the magistrate. I think Andreas, on some level, I think he feels awful about this. I think he feels that, like, it's not so much. I think he would have done it over again. If we had to do this over again, he would have done the exact same thing because, again, Piero is completely innocent. But it's the knowledge of Lucky had good reason. If Lucky did this, he had good reason. This is not just. It's not fair. It's awful. And it's all because of us. And so I think Andreas is feeling extreme guilt, and I think he's maybe disassociating a little bit. He's trying to distance himself from the guilt he feels. He's running away from it. That's what I think is going on in Andreas's head. So that's why I'm drawn to this. This is the more respectful, in my opinion. At least you're like, hey, I did this. I did this. I acknowledge that this is the cause of my actions. This is really shitty, but I think I think this is what Andreas would do. I don't know what you're talking about. Save your lies. I don't want to hear them. You should be ashamed of yourself. Say nothing. I'm done. Are you done? I'm leaving. I'm sorry. I don't think he has anything to say. God have mercy on you, Andreas Mailer. Oh, June. Separation. Andreas, has the time come for you to leave us? I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. Yes, and none too soon. I mean, we saved Piero. We saved Piero, and we can be proud of that. We can be happy with that. But again, this wasn't justice. This wasn't just. This wasn't fair. I'm afraid so, Brother Piero. This is a sad parting, but inevitable. I had hoped you would stay a little longer. But the world needs you more than Kirsau does. You have grown beyond this old abbey and become a master in your own right. I will miss you, my son. As I will you. Who will keep you out of trouble when I'm gone? No, we sentenced Lucky to death to save Piero. I think this would make Andreas feel a lot more somber. I think from here on out, I'm going to play Andreas as being a bit less jokey. He's realised, oh shit, my actions have consequences. My actions have consequences. He's been living this playboy life, and now this has taught him, oh shit, I need to take things seriously. As I will you. Come, your masterpiece is complete. May I see it one last time before you go? Please, I value your assessment. I suppose it's not everything I hoped for. Please, I value your assessment. The opinion of one old monk matters little. All the same, I am excited to see it finished at last. Big George! This is beautiful. We've got Big George and Peter and... It's either Eva or Clara. I can never get them straight. I want to see who's down here, though. I want to see who's here. It is a masterpiece, truly worthy of the word. And it appears you took my advice to heart. I think that's Berthold. And there's us. I think if that's Berthold, then I would assume that's his mother. Maybe his father. I don't know. I'm not sure who these are. What advice was that? To put yourself into the work. Not just to interpret another artist's work, but to transform it into something true. This shows the world as it is, as you have seen it, even if it is not what we may want to see. Though it is not my place to say so, I am proud of you, Andreas. What's this? A scrap of parchment? That's the purple ink. Do not return here. Oh dear God. That is terrifying. Do not return here? A warning? Whose hand is this? It doesn't look like Brother Adok's or Brother Guy's. Brother Florian and I found a similar note in the Baron's clothing. It's strange, but nothing to be concerned about. No, it is. It absolutely is. Brother Florian and I found a similar note in the Baron's clothing. And I found more notes delivered to others while I was investigating. Someone was trying to manipulate him into going into the chapter house in the middle of the night. And I found more notes delivered to others while I was investigating. They must have been written by someone who knew the deepest secrets of the abbey and the town. They tugged at those secrets to kill the Baron, like someone pulling at threads that had been buried in the past. A frightening thought, but who would do such a thing? I wish I knew, God knows. I wish I knew. Do not trouble yourself overly about it. Your future lies outside of these walls. I hope that you will have time to visit me once or twice in your travels before the Lord takes me. I'll come as often as I can. I'm sure we'll see each other again. Yeah, I think we killed a man. We caused a man's death for Piero. I'm sure we'll see each other again. I pray we will, as I pray for your success. God bless you, Andreas Mailer. Thank you for your friendship. Until next time. Thank you for your guidance. Until later. God bless you, Brother Piero. Thank you for your friendship. Until next time. Well, it seems we've had a time skip, so I am going to bring this to a close right here. In the next episode, I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts about Act 1. Yeah, I'm just going to take a little bit of time to gather them. I'm going to assume that is Piero's grave. I hope we got to see him. I hope we got to see him in the time skip. I mean, I guess we'll find out. I guess we'll find out if we did, but that will have to wait until the next episode. So, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Kallista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.